What would you do if your wife or girlfriend gives you an ultimatum to either leave your job or she's leaving you? Depends on the job. If it's FIFO work, justified. If you are in a dead-end job and she is willing to support you while you accept the gambit of a new opportunity, justified. If you work in some toxic environment that means a long-term future is impossible, justified. In a lot of other circumstances, unjustified. Even if she is being unreasonable with this ultimatum, I think a reasonable person could evaluate the relationship as worth more than the job. It's an ugly situation, but life partners are not easy to replace, and it would be foolish to throw a good one away if you have a lot of employment options. Normally, I would say the person giving me the ultimatum has already made the decision for me. I won't put up with that sort of manipulation. But there are exceptions to every rule, and this may be it. Are you working so many hours or travel so often you're never home? Is it driving your family apart? Is it needlessly dangerous? Is it just a passion that doesn't pay and she's asking you to get a paying job so it can pay the bills? In the end, I would need more information to make a proper decision. Context would be really important for this sort of thing. For example, 1. If your job puts you in positions that are detrimental to a healthy relationship, like sex work. 2. If your job puts you at significant safety risks and her request follows a situation where you almost die, especially if you have kids. 3. If your job always comes between you and your partner to the point where the nature of your relationship has dramatically changed. 4. If you've told your wife you were going to retire at a certain age and you decide you want to keep working for much longer. Why is dating so difficult? To be frank, take chances. Now obviously, I don't mean go on dates with just anyone, and certainly I would discourage you from giving into pushy, creepy dudes. But you know those great guys you ladies talk about so often? Make the attempt to get to know one of them a little better. A guy on Bumble was neither repulsive nor especially attractive in the measly tweet-sized bio he's allowed to write. Swipe right anyway and have a real conversation. You've probably heard the idiom about knowing just enough to get you into trouble. Right? The part that it leaves out is that you don't know enough to make informed decisions. Don't take every hiccup in a relationship to Facebook or whatever social for advice and or attention from friends/followers who are going to be other guys bombarding you with messages like, oh, he doesn't deserve you then, or if I was dating you, I would never do that to you. And quat, we're trying to date a normal person. Not someone who has some delusional celebrity status and is going to cater anything and everything that isn't their way in the relationship to get the most attention from others. And this could go both ways in a relationship, totally, I know. Just mentioning it, BC, it's been one of the more common issues I've had while dating. Dating isn't as complex as most people make it out to be. It's either you're compatible or you're not. That's a harsh pill to swallow, and that's where things are made complex. How often do people question whether something is acceptable or not on the relationships Reddit sub? You should know these answers deep down in your gut. You don't need advice from others. You're compatible or you're not. You're willing to accept, put up with, take a risk with things, or you're not. Simplify the game. Take your experiences as you go and learn about yourself, make adjustments as you see fit. Worst case scenario, you grow and learn about yourself during the process. And that ain't bad at all. Good luck. What is too expensive but shouldn't be? Chips. Chips over here in the UK. It's just fried potato chunks. They shouldn't be costing me around PS4. Anything medical related in the United States. It's a rip-off when you have to pay an arm and a leg for a packet of chips! And quad. Housing. There is absolutely no reason that the townhouse I bought 11 years ago should be valued at $260. More than I paid for it. Adoption process overall. I agree there should be checks, etc. The process itself is difficult and draining between legal fees, etc. My young son said, why is it so expensive to do something good in quad? He had a point. A lot of medications. There's this one company https://costplusdrugs.com/ that's trying to remedy this by selling every med with only a 15% markup. I haven't tried it myself, but it may be worth checking out at least. Most diabetes stuff on there costs $5 to $15. Remember when that life-saving HIV meds were sold at over $1,000? It's about $15 to $45 here. Maybe I'm being too optimistic, but it might help some people. Propane/natural gas. I live where we have to use gas because of the weather, and my bill has always been around $100. The past 2 months, and it's been over $300 without anything in my daily routine changing. I have no idea what's going on. I've already checked for a gas leak. I live where it's summer for 3 months and winter the rest, and hurricane winds will take you out. There's no in between. It's so cold where I live. No one has AC in their houses because it's not needed. That's why the harsh cold weather demands we use gas. Not electric. Gas heats quicker than electricity. What's the best thing you've done for your mental health? I quit social media, besides Reddit for the most part. I've become a much happier person, and I've gained so much self-respect for myself overall. No more time wasted from endless scrolling through mindless content on shorts. No more seeing stupid Twitter takes and comparing myself to other people's fake lives. Quitting social media has also benefited me in terms of getting more sleep. Social media can definitely be an addiction. And some don't even know they're addicted to it. There have been many different studies done that illustrate the negative effectiveness social media has on people, especially young teens. Living a nice and quiet drama-free life. I have very few friends, and when I do see them I don't discuss my personal life. To be honest, I don't discuss my personal life with anyone other than myself. I've learned that the more you share, the more information people will have of you to use against you. I also don't burden anyone, and I also don't like to be burdened. My own sister once said, "You've changed. We don't know anything about your life anymore." I basically told her that I'm happy, and that's all that should matter to anyone who is curious about me. I have no social media accounts. The only apps I scroll are Reddit or Neat, which reduces my obsession with reading depressing news and screen time overall. I got a new phone number. Didn't transfer the contacts, except the very few essential people in my life, and shared my number only with those select people. I'm in very intensive therapy and EMDR. So I've blocked every Thursday for 2 therapy appointments, reflection, and journaling time. I don't expect myself to do anything else productive on Thursdays. Last, I make sure my home is my ideal cozy nest, clean. Lots of plants, lots of textures, and little clutter.